All right, today's mission is for camping gear, and so we've got 6 thrift stores on our route we're going to try to hit and see what kind of stuff we can find today. Stay tuned till the end. We'll go over what we found and also what we wish we would have found. And while we're doing that, hey, feel free to comment down below. What kind of camping gear do you look out for? What have you been able to make good money on? That is what today's video is about. I hope it's helpful. Let's get to the first stop. Stop number 1, the Arky. All right, so here's the camping stuff we got here. Let's see, what is this? 7 months. Not sure what this is here. This is a game. Oh, it's a kite of some kind. Okay. There's what seems to be some kind of tent made in China. It's usually not a good sign. What else do we got? A chair. Okay, another crappy chair. Here, and this stuff is everywhere. There's some walking sticks. Let's see. Yeah, those things are kind of trashed. Some more walking sticks. It's several pairs. Here's a pretty decent camping chair. Let's see what brand it is. Oh, Ozark Trail camping chair. All right, stop number 2, the Goodwill. Here we go. All right, so we're over here in the camping section, and we've got several of these aluminum hiking backpacks. These are vintage. None of the good brands though. I tried looking, some of this one's actually not in bad condition, but I tried finding this Campways brand and I couldn't find anything. These things can be really good, but they're really dangerous to ship. I found this one. It's actually got some decent comps. This is the Everest, and I'll show you a comp here in a minute. It's only $6, but a lot of times these things are tore up. There's some duct tape. You see the zippers broke there. This is the metal frame is bent, so I'm probably going to leave it behind, but definitely keep an eye out for these aluminum backpacks. Alright, stop number 3, the Mile High. Alright, at the Mile High, I came across this Coleman 6-person tent. Anytime I see Coleman, I look it up. This is unfortunately going to be $50. It's not half off. Good sell-through on the 6-person tent. It is going to be a gamble if you get a tent because you don't know if it's complete or if it's got holes. If it were half off, I'd probably take the gamble. If nothing else, my family could use this. But I did find some bags. Come check out some of these bags I found out. This one here, this is a Bob Timberlake. Some of you guys might know his artwork. He does like fishing and hunting. But this is a huge leather rolling duffel bag. I checked all the zippers, and you know, the leather's definitely got some dings here and there. But there's one listed for like $200, and here it's going to be $20. So definitely worth the pickup. Another one, LL Bean. It's got a lot of marks on it, so I was gonna pass it up, but when I realized how good the sell-through is on this, I'm gonna go ahead and pick it up because it's $13. I think I can probably get $40 This has nothing to do with camping, but it was with the bags. 10 bucks. This is a Dynamed EMS bag. This is for the oxygen tank. They're on the side. Really good condition. Sold comp on this for 60 bucks in pre-owned. So, hey, while it's here, you might as well grab it. So, that's what I found so far. We'll go ahead and head to the next one. Alright, not necessarily camping related, but if you remember my video on vests, I couldn't pass some of these up. This is an Eddie Bauer Goose Down vest. And remember to always check the material tag. And so that's Goose Down. Alright, so that one's gonna be 15 bucks. Also found this Pendleton Shetland wool vest, 20 bucks. But it's got decent sold comps. Nothing else, I'll keep it for myself. Here's another pretty good one here. This is a Wilson's leather Julian leather vest. And they're wanting 20 bucks for that. And then there's a Woolrich flannel lined. That'd be half of that, it'd be 4 bucks. And it's a 3XL, so good size. Alright, next up, another Arky. Here we go. Alright, here's their camping section. It's mostly just some bags, not really a lot of Coleman stuff, which is what I'm usually looking for. Let me show you what I got found and put in the cart here. So I found this Marlboro duffel bag, and with Marlboro, pretty much anything that has their name on it will sell for whatever reason. You can pretty much guarantee it's vintage. So I went ahead and picked that up. Got a pair of Keens. Those are going to be, I think, half off of $10.99. So every camper needs Keens, right? And then this has nothing to do with camping, but picked this up off the rack on the way in. Heard about this brand from some other YouTubers. Mountain Hardware, 2XL, full zip. Pretty cool jacket. Don't see anything wrong with it, so hopefully they'll give me a price for it on the way out. Let's see. So I realized I forgot to check the sleeping bag section when I was going to these thrift stores, and I checked here, and I'm glad I did. This is a Coleman. It's one of the newer ones. It's the mummy style, and unfortunately it's not the down material. It's just the polyester filling, but these are the really warm ones, and it's only going to be $10. Now, backpackers, hikers really like the down ones because they pack super compact. And I found this one here. This is the North Face W Cat's Meow 20 degree. This one is also only going to be 10 bucks.
Thank you.
This one is down, though the material tag has been ripped off. I can tell that this one, actually I can't tell. I don't know if it's down or not, but it's North Face, so I'm gonna get it for 10 bucks. Good sleeping bag, something to keep your eye out for when you're going through the crazy fabric section like this. Look out for the sleeping bags. Try to look for the feathers. Now that I look, I don't see any feathers, so I'm thinking this one's probably not down, but it's still North Face. Still gonna do good. Alright, had to stop to refuel. Can't beat this bargain here. 6 bucks. Get you a McChicken. Hold the lettuce, because that's for rabbits. French fries. Most important, iced coffee. Let's go. Alright, we're going to take a little bonus stop here to the Habitat Restore. This is my favorite thrift store. They don't have a lot of stuff, but I love the organization. And this is the only restore I know that actually sells clothing. But, oh well, we'll go see if we can find some camping gear in here. Alright, so I'll show you what I found here. I found some coolers and some of the jugs. Just so you know, anytime you see Coleman, you can always look up usually a 4-digit number, and you can find comps. Some of these come in special edition, and so maybe those are worth something. One sold comp on this one for like 20 bucks, but I think they're asking $5. I'm gonna pass on that. Here's a Samsonite cargo top. They're only asking 10 bucks. It's a little tempting, even if I just used it for personal use, but I think I'm just gonna leave it behind. So, yeah, I don't really see much else. Got one of these mats here. Those usually don't have much value. Now I'm breaking stuff. That's about it. So, on to the next one. Alright, did not find any camping stuff, but anytime I go to the Habitat Restore, I always try to at least find something so I can give them my money. This is pretty cool. This is a vintage Super Bowl cushion, and 1992, this was just a promotional item. They're sold comps for about 30 bucks on this. Apparently Michael Jackson was the halftime act that year. There's a little promotional in there. And then we've got these nifty little Venom shorts. This one's new with tags. This one is not. Actually looked on Amazon. I can double my money on Amazon, and I can sell these in new. So maybe I'll just sell this used pair on eBay. He gave me both pairs for 20 bucks. So pretty happy with that. Glad to support the local restore. Let's go to the next one. All right, here we are at our last Arky. Let's go see what we can find. All right, that area is crazy. I shouldn't have come here on a Saturday, but here's something I found. It's going to be half off here. It's just a kid's tent. Even if it doesn't sell, my kids will enjoy it. So when in doubt, get it for personal use, right? Got a Coleman tent light, new in the package, 5 bucks. Uses magnets to hold up the light, I believe. And then we got this here. It's going to be a Cabela's Kids. So a purple sleeping bag. Already checked it out. It's clean. And so even if it doesn't sell, one of my girls will use it. So that's what we got here at this stop. That line was massive. I left the cart. You guys ever done that? Most of that stuff was just for personal use anyway. And so there weren't any home runs in there worth waiting in that kind of line. Probably shouldn't have come here on a Saturday. Oh well, one more stop. Let's go. All right, last stop of the day here at the Goodwill. Already got the police here. We'll see what's going down. All right, not a whole lot here in the camping section. Just found the big Oscar to match the little Oscar. Should get about 25-30 bucks. They had 6 bucks on that one, so I think that's gonna do it for our camping gear trip. Whole lot of other coolers here, a whole lot of junk, but did not find any good lanterns, unfortunately. So I think that's gonna be a wrap for sourcing of camping gear. All right, so after 7 thrift stores looking for camping gear, let me show you real quick what we got. We got the big Oscar. He'll bring us in 25-30 bucks. Easy money. Got the Marlboro bag, probably 25-30 bucks. Got the North Face mummy sleeping bag. I might get 50 for that. Got the Coleman mummy sleeping bag. That one's not as valuable. Maybe only 25-30 for that one. Got the LL Bean roller here. Really good sell-through on that. Still don't know because of the condition. I don't know if you can see the spots on there. And of course this thing is loaded up with my vest that I got. Got some really good vests today. I'm pretty psyched about that. Got the EMS bag. I told you there was a $60 comp on that. And this one, we've got one listed for $200. It's probably in better shape. I don't know, I might list this one for 100 bucks. 150. I'll be fine with that. So all in all, not bad. This was a Saturday, probably the worst day to go out thrifting to do something like this. I would have had a couple more items, but I left them at the store because it just wasn't worth waiting in the line. So anyway, there's some of the camping gear. I hope you've learned something here. Hey everybody, Jimmy McThrifty here. If you're like me, then you like to go camping, but did you know that some of this camping gear can actually be worth some really good money? Well, that's what today's video is all about. I want to show you the value of some of this gear that I got here with me. All right, first up, I want to show you these tents. Now, we got both of these tents off an online auction. These are vintage tents. This one is a Eureka backcountry, and this one is an LL Bean. Both of them have their rain covers. All the zippers work. All the poles are included, and worth pretty good money. I think I can get probably $200 for the LL Bean, probably about $120 for the Eureka. And when you buy these, you want to buy them cheap because you don't know if they're going to be complete, if they're going to have holes or smells or anything like that. But don't be afraid to pick these up if they're cheap enough, because the way that we see it, you know, worst case scenario, if we have to, you know, keep one, we'll keep one for our family. Or if we have to donate it, maybe we're out $5, $10 at most is probably what I'd pay for one of these tents. So be on the lookout for camping tents. All right, next, you probably see camping chairs all the time. This isn't by any means one of the best ones, but this is an example. This is Mac Sports, M-A-C Sports, and got really good sell-through on this brand. I'm not actually going to sell it because I love it, but if you see these chairs for a couple bucks, they're not too bad to ship. You just got to get the right box for it, and you can make some pretty good money on these, even in pre-owned condition. Another thing that we want to talk about, and we'll talk a lot about, is of course the brand Coleman. This is the original maker of outdoor equipment. This is a Coleman lantern, and it just has this hard carrying case. These lanterns aren't actually very valuable, only about 20 bucks or so. I wouldn't have picked this up, but this was at a storage unit. But there are lanterns, the vintage ones, that are worth good money. And people actually collect these, which kind of surprises me. Every Coleman item has a model number, so they're super easy to look up to see if they have any value. Always just put in Coleman and then the model number and see what you find. But if you find the vintage lanterns, especially the red ones, those are going to be worth good money. The green ones as well. They'll have a date on the bottom. Be sure to include the date in the listing, and those collectors will come looking for them. Also, just pro tip, never ship anything with kerosene in it. That's just a bad idea, right? So be on the lookout for Coleman lanterns. This is kind of similar but different. I wouldn't have thought of this, but we found this in a storage unit as well. This is called Jet Boil, and I've got it attached to the canister. I'm not going to sell it with the canister, but this thing is super light. You can carry it in a backpack. Hikers love this because you can heat up your coffee. There's actually like a coffee filter thing. This isn't complete, but I think even with the accessories that I have on this, I should be able to get a little over 100 bucks for this. All right, speaking of cooking, here's a Coleman stove. This one is brand new, as you can tell. I thought it would be more valuable. I overpaid for it at a thrift store. But if you find these things vintage, especially in the 3-burner, they can be worth really good money. Let's see, where's the model number? Again, this one has a model number. You can look it up right there and see what it's worth. And a lot of times you can find these at garage sales, even in new condition, because people think they're going to go camping and then they never do. And so be on the lookout. These are really easy to ship too, so don't be afraid of shipping those. Found this also in a storage unit. This is just a hatchet. Learned about these from the Bearded Thrift Machine on YouTube. This is Plum. You'll see I think you can see that. Plum, this is an antique hatchet. They come in a lot of different shapes and sizes. A lot of them are Boy Scouts of America. This one actually, I think, had a claw on the back of it and it broke. But even in this condition, I think it's worth about 50 bucks. One of the things people will do if the handle's in bad condition like this one is just take it off the handle, and then you can put it in a padded flat rate envelope, ship it for 8 bucks anywhere in the country. But definitely be on the lookout for these pieces of rusty gold when you're out at the garage sales and thrift stores. Now, you might not think of selling sleeping bags, but these can have some really good value. Found this Coleman. This is a vintage sleeping bag. These actually aren't too bad. I think I could get about 50 bucks for that one, but I'm way more excited about this one back here. I actually bought this online auction lot specifically for this bag. This is down. If you see anything made of down, usually it's going to be valuable. That's true in clothing, also true in sleeping bags. And the reason being, this thing will compact really well in somebody's backpack. And this is actually made for a pretty tall person, so I think I can get probably about 150, maybe even 200 bucks. The brand here is Eastern Mountain Sports. EMS is the logo. Really good sell-through, really good quality sleeping bag. You'll find them also, of course, with the North Face and those kinds of brands, but be on the lookout for sleeping bags and just look for feathers. If you see feathers, you found money. Also with the sleeping are these mats. Again, I probably wouldn't have picked these up, but found these in a storage unit. Thermarest, pretty good sell-through, but they don't sell for much, about 20 bucks a piece. So I'm just going to sell them as a lot, put them all together. And these are self-inflating. I guess back before air mattresses, this is what they had. And so people still like the old school way. No pump needed. Just unroll it, sleep on it. It's better than the ground. All right, these are called trekking poles. And I didn't know what these were, but because I'm in Colorado, a lot of people are hiking. A lot of people are donating these at the thrift store. They're adjustable. This is just for walking on uneven terrain. They've got the handles on there. They adjust to height and just kind of keeps you stable. Not worth a ton of money, but 35 bucks is what I think I can get for these. And if you can only pick them up for a couple bucks, they're definitely worth it. And usually they're in pretty good condition because the people that use these are probably older folks, and so they probably don't go hiking too terribly often. So if you see these are not for skiing. These are just for walking. And you just look up Coleman trekking poles and you'll be able to find out how valuable they are. All right, next up is hiking backpacks. Hikers love these vintage aluminum frame backpacks. These things weigh like nothing. Super simple design. You get two straps and then you get the back strap there. They've got a really big pouch on top and you can just stuff and stuff and stuff that and then pull over the flap and everything is out of the weather. It doesn't matter if it rains, it'll still keep dry. This brand here, REI Co-op, of course, a great outdoor brand to be on the lookout for. Now, the one thing you have to watch with these is the dimensions. The weight's not so bad. You could probably get this about 5 or 6 pounds, but the dimensions could hurt you if they get too long. And so this isn't too bad here. The way I ship these, I don't even put them in a box. I just put them in big poly bags and ship them out like that. I haven't had any issues with that. But if you find these aluminum backpacks, people love to get those. They're way better than the new ones. All right, last and certainly not least is the coolers, especially the Coleman ones. You got to keep your eye out for these. They do take up a little space in your garage when you're waiting for them to sell, but they almost always sell, especially Little Oscar. Learned about those from Homeschool and Picker. There's Big Oscar there. This one, this is the Tote 6 by Gott. It's supposed to have a cooler that locks in there. I don't have that. There's also an attachment where this sits in a tray and has cup holders. If you find that, you found some pretty good money. But they're real easy to figure out how much these are valued at. Again, Coleman always has a model number, so just put Coleman, and for this one it'd be 5272, and you'll figure out what the sell-through is, what the value is. This one here, I just looked up because it said Coleman, and I've just learned that it's worth looking up. So this is a Coleman party stacker. And when I saw this at the thrift store, like most people, probably just walk on by. Boy, was I surprised to find out this thing is worth $50. And so well worth the pickup at the thrift store. So don't forget about the coolers when you're looking for camping gear. Well, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, be sure to hit the like button, subscribe if you haven't already, and I'll see you again soon with another video.